Hello, guys, and welcome to today's off-season outlook and discussion for March 23rd, 2024. I'm Alan Snyder, and today we are going to be looking at SSTs in the Atlantic, the Enzo progression, and we're going to be looking at prediction forecast from Weather Tiger today. And let's just get right into this. And before I get into the meat and potatoes of this, I want to give a shout out to Weather Hub TV. This dude is my brother for the last 4 years. He makes great content. Make sure you guys go over there and subscribe for his content. Yes, he makes amazing stuff, man, and you won't be disappointed if you go over there and watch his stuff. All right. So, that being said, let's take a look at the Weather Tiger forecast here. And we're looking at the main Twitter uh, tweet here, and this is a pretty telling forecast here. It's March. This came out March 22nd, which was yesterday, right? Big numbers forecasted from Weather Tiger here, and this graph is forecast chance of exceedance for Atlantic real time ACE, and this orange line here is their forecast, but their most likely value here is in the 195 ACE. We have not had a near 200 ace season since 2017. So that tells you on just how much the season has hype going for it. And I think it's gonna be pretty busy here. Um, their 80% range is 133 ace to 264 ace, and their 50% range is 161 to 227. All right, we're not gonna read the whole thing here. So, what might this season hold up to? Um, we're looking at this red box here, and this is probably the range in which it'll fall in. And it has some pretty exclusive, seasons here. We're talking about 2017, 2005, 1999, 2010, 1998, 2005, which were all hyperactive years. So that just tells you where this season could end up, and according to Weather Tiger here, and they do pretty good. I like what they do with their forecast. They actually have a real time ace tracker too, which is absolutely fantastic. When that comes out, I'm going to share it. All right. So what are their numbers for this year? All right. This is the whole meat and potatoes here. This is the March forecast, and the most likely outcome around 195 ace, or that is around 190% of the 1950 to 2023 mean. They only have a 10% chance of a below or near normal season, 50% chance of above normal, and 75% of hyperactive season going on this year. That is a that's a forecast for this early late into March, and their total named storms here. They're looking for 20 to 24 tropical storms, 9 to 12 hurricanes, and 4 to 7 major hurricanes, with a 50% chance of being in between 160 and 225 ace. So, yeah, that's a pretty big forecast there. All right. So with that being said, we're gonna take a look at the SSTs here, and I know a lot of people drive this point home that it's really hot in the Atlantic right now. It's gotten to the point that some people are getting sick of hearing about it, and I kind of don't blame them. But as people that want to look at every little detail, that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna look at that stuff and then say, "Yep, that is a recipe for a very active season." So, what do we got here? We're gonna look at the North Atlantic here first, and as you can see, subtropics are kind of coolish. I mean, they're still above zero, but they're on the cooler side of things. As you can see, with the mixture of blues and reds here, that's one of the key ingredients that you want to look for when it comes to forecasting a hurricane season. Whether you have a warmer than normal subtropics, a cooler than normal subtropics, or if uh, the main development region is hotter than the subtropics. It can be if the MDR is hotter than the subtropics, even if it's above average, then that's going to be a recipe for not so many instability problems in the main development region. So right now, that is exactly what we have. The third option here, we have warmer, way warmer above average MDR with a coolish subtropics look. Well, still above zero, but it's cooler than the main development region. So, with that being said, let's take a look at the Enzo region here. And you can see that the El Nino cracks are starting to show really good now. Um, the 1+2 region, the 3 region here, all covered with blues here. So these are going to propagate westward with time. I mean, obviously, it's not going to happen here in the next week because we got some westerlies, in the vicinity of those Enzo regions. So, with that, let's take a look at the actual lined graph here. And as you can see, for the last 7 days, we've been on an upward trend. And it's because of those westerlies that are out there right now. I do expect this to be El Nino's last stand, though. This is probably going to be the rise before the fall. And we get that La Nina base state going, that Enzo neutral, too. We're going to go to Enzo neutral first. But I don't expect that base state to stay for too long before we get into that La Nina phase here. And rise there. The 1+2 region has been, the last like 3 or 4 days has been going up and down. Now it's kind of being steady at the moment. All right, Atlantic MDR. After a week of going down in temperatures here, we had some trade surges in the Atlantic this past week, and that cooled down the temps just a little bit compared to what we have. And I say just a little bit because, well, we're way above that +1 mark in the main development region, man. The temperatures are still off the chart here, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. As a matter of fact, I think we're going to make up for some of that lost warming here when these westerlies come in full force. What is the Caribbean looking like? It's been up and down, up and down. We had a pretty major cool down here in the last 7 days, but now it's skyrocketing back up. And the temperature here is plus 0.888 degrees Celsius above the long term average here. So everything is running hot. And that's what you want to see if you want a very busy Atlantic hurricane season, but also what you don't want to see if you don't want a busy hurricane season for impacts. So, you know, just gotta take it as it is, take it one day at a time. I'm always gonna be here, probably gonna do these twice a week now. So I'll be there right with you. So the Eastern Atlantic starting to warm up a little bit too. I think the easterlies are done here. The East Atlantic is sitting at plus 1.387 degrees above the long term average. So it's just the 2023 trends are keeping with us here in 2024. That's all I can really say about that. So let's take another interesting thing, another look here at the Gulf of Guyana. Probably said that wrong. I probably butchered it, but my apologies for that. This is another aspect that helps the ETSI, determine if it's going to be more north and more south. If you have an Atlantic La Nina, that ETSI is probably going to be a little more south, but with El Nino, the Atlantic Nino, that the ETSI is probably going to be more north than expected here, and right now we're sitting at a value of plus 1.358 degrees above the long term average. I would have to take a look at the climate models again to see if they have this warmth going into the Atlantic hurricane season. I think the models do have it cooling down a little bit, but we're just gonna have to see because this is also going to be another important role here as we head through the season, which I will go more over as we come into the days and weeks to come as we enter the last 70 days of the off season. Anyways, I want to thank you guys for watching. If you like the content, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe for more content, and I'll see you guys on the next one on Tuesday. We're going to do this on Tuesday. Anyways, thank you guys for watching.